Men, and this is messages for all the divorced men. I need you to listen to me. And the reason why it's for divorced men is because we don't do our due diligence. Most women, when they get divorced, they really do their due diligence. Most of us just fall by the wayside. There's a reason why they tell you to keep your divorce decree forever, right? So let's go into the story. So my buddy, his father recently passed away. And while he was in hospice, or while he was transitioning, his father gave him power of attorney. He was like, hey, son, you can just handle everything and handle my affairs. And he was a veteran as well. So the father went to the bank, and he realized he had all the account numbers and access and stuff like that. His father gave it to him. And the life insurance policy, his father had a lot of life insurance policies, with work and things of that nature. So long story short, his father, had bank accounts that had a pretty substantial amount of money in it. So he went to go to the funeral home. The funeral home said, well, he paid for a plot and everything. We have that and everything, but we need his wife's signature for her to sign off this. And he was like, what do you mean? He said, they have a 2-plot. So we need to, her signature. He was like, my father has been divorced for over 30 years.
Wow.
And I don't really talk to my mother. We don't have a very good relationship. He said, well, in order for us to do this, we need her signature. All right. So he calls his mother. That triggered his mother to start scheming. So then his mother went to the bank where she knew where my buddy's father was. He was a very methodical man, and wiped out all the accounts that he had.
Damn.
Wiped them out, took all the money out, all of it. Right.
It's crazy, dog.
Then went and said, well, let me look at the house that he lived in. It was paid for, and was like, well, I want to sell it.
What?
He put it on the deed. Most of us men that we call providers and everything else, when we do get married, we want to make sure that the wife has access to it, because we don't really think that this is going to end. We think, well, it's going to end with me in the ground, so let me make sure you put, on everything. But when you get a divorce, you forget that you got to go back around and circle back at all those other places and get it taken care of and get it removed. So his mother wiped out all of the accounts. And thank God that, VA pays for pretty much some things and whatever. And he had some money saved up to bury his father the right way. But all the life insurance policy, he had a couple of life insurance policies for him, the kids and everything, because he wanted to make sure his kids were taken care of in his death. She was like, I'm taking that.
Damn.
And I got to say, this made me look at my stuff, and I'm going to make it personal. I realized that my ex-wife was on a lot of stuff. I did not even know none of the stuff that I put on. I forgot. You have to go to Social Security Administration, and you have to let them know that you're divorced. I didn't know I was supposed to do. I thought it just happened, just it happened circumstance. I didn't even know. I just thought, once I get a divorce, it goes in some system and everybody gets it. No, it doesn't. You have to let the state you were married in know that you're divorced. Sometimes some they have it and some they don't. I had to call my 401k. She wiped out his entire 401k.
Wow.
She did this in a matter of weeks.
Jeez.
Right? And he couldn't, because he had a power of attorney, they gave him some information, but he never took his wife off of anything, his ex-wife off of anything. She wiped him clean. Right? And now the son is trying to fight this. You imagine you have to fight your mother for stuff that's not right. And even the lawyer said, unfortunately, you got a divorce decree, but because of certain laws or whatever, I don't understand too much. You may, with the government, you may end up saying, hey, she doesn't deserve this money. She gets survivor benefits. And, you can fight that. But the rest, the life insurance policy and everything else, you can't do anything about it. You can try, and with the house, because she was on the deed and the house is paid for, it's technically her house. And he has to fight his own mother for that. So men, what I'm saying, when you get a divorce decree, just don't let it sit somewhere. Hey, do your due diligence and go to these different places and get these things done. I didn't, like I said, with me, I didn't know. I had to check some stuff and I'm like, holy crap, I didn't know I was supposed to do this. And I'm taking off to get these things done because I don't want my son to have that level of hindrance. You have to understand something. You don't know people. Right. And it's not saying that your ex-wife or your whatever will do anything. I'm not saying that, but you don't know what level someone will be in when they see a certain substantial amount of money. And your kids have to get these things done for you in your timely demise and when you're transitioning. So make it a little bit more smoother for them. And a lot, like I said, men, we do this. I'm a victim of this. I thought the same thing. And this even happened to my sister, my actual sister, where you have to get these things done. And it's such a headache for our kids to get these things done. And we think that these things happen automatically. Even at my job, I didn't know. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I thought I did this. And they said, no, you didn't. I said, well, I thought that if I called the person and sent them an email, we think things are simple and it's not. So do your due diligence. Even if some of you are getting prepared to get remarried to someone, you may want to get remarried. Something may happen to you. You are hindering them from doing what they need to do for you in your transition. Whether you get another wife, whether you get, whatever you decide to do, but you're hindering them from doing that. And you're giving a lot of power back to your past, and you shouldn't do that. So I'm asking a lot of men, right? Because we do this, because I talked to my buddy. He said he didn't even think about it. He looked at some accounts and he realized his ex-wife is off there and he's been divorced for over 10 years from her. And he was like, oh man, I didn't know what I put on there. A lot of us do things and we forget. All right. So I want you to take this information and do something with it and do your due diligence and make sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's, because you don't want this to happen to you. All right. You don't want this to happen to you. And like I said, even me, I had to look and I'm like, oh, when I was shocked when I seen this, I was like, oh man, it's like 10, 15 different things that my ex-wife is still on that I never thought about, and yes, it's illegal. Yes, it is. But look, man, when a person, they don't care. People will cross that bridge when they come to it, type of thing, So please, men, do your due diligence. Go out there, get their stuff done. And trust me when I tell you, you will probably be surprised. All right. You'll be surprised at how much stuff you forgot. And I know, like I said, I know. A lot of times it's a headache and we don't think that it's worth it. Trust me. My buddy's going through it. He's going through it. All the things that his father prepared for,
it's not getting
gone. And his mother is remarried to another man. So you have to understand that money is going to another man.
Guy, yeah.
And
Max.
Not you. And that generational wealth that you wanted to keep for your children as you go and transition is going to another family. If you want to look at it that way, right? Whatever way you need to look at it to motivate you to get up and go get this stuff done, please check this stuff out. Even me, I got to take off and get some stuff done. Take care.
Man, so I came across this video. I thought it was worth sharing. As y'all know, the divorce rate is super high. Some of us, we might get divorced in the future. I hope not, because divorce never been a good thing. I'm not married, so I think that's a good video to learn from. So we have to learn certain things. I think the best thing to do too, before getting married, I'm helping myself as well as I'm speaking. We have to talk to a divorce lawyer first. Talking to a divorce lawyer before getting married. I know it's a little. It doesn't sound good, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Marriage is supposed to be about love, but we know that marriage is a business. It's a business move. Love is a part of it, but also business is a big part of it. Eventually, if you don't do your due diligence, you don't check all the corners, you might find yourself in trouble in the future. So you gotta do that. Talk to a divorce lawyer. I think that's the best thing to do. and you know, just make sure. I'm not sure about like what's that the prenup, unless you got money like that. But if you ain't got money, prenup doesn't work much for broke people like me. You know, if you got money, yeah, that might work for you. But this is very important, man. Like money is like, you know, money ruins relationships, man. Money is so powerful, man. Especially in America here, man. It's everywhere, man. But we live in America, so yeah, people can do anything for money. Anything, man. People sell their souls for money, bro. People kill the family members, the brothers for money, man. So it's like, yeah, getting married, bro. It's like the way I see it, getting married is like the lottery, man. You never know. You never know what might happen down the road, man. It might be your sweet or your high school or how they call high school sweetheart, the girl or the guy that the person that you thought that'll be like the perfect match for me. We're gonna spend the rest of our lives together, but that might not be the case, man. That might not be the case. That person might be your worst, you know, nightmare in the future, because you never know. Like dating, it's not even like marriage. Even dating, it's like a lottery, man. You don't know what you're getting yourself into, man. The same person the first year they might be sweet, all that. The second year they might be great, but down the road, the fifth, sixth, seventh, or you know, 10th year, the completely a different monster, or let's just say a different person, though. So you never know. Also, one thing I want to say, I think the divorce law needs to be, you know, they need to change it. It needs to be changed, because there's so many. I think that the last time they done it, that was like in the 50s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I can correct me. Even though the child support, France is changing things a little bit, because I watch the news, international news sometimes. I don't like to get into politics much, but yeah, certain countries are changing laws little by little. But America, when it comes to like marriage, divorce, or child support, they're not really doing much. They need to change it, because it's ruining a lot of lives, especially men. Yeah, women. You know, women they get into they get into that too. You know, they face the same issues sometimes, but for the most part, men are the ones that are facing it the most. Yeah, this was a great video to learn from, great lessons. So yeah, man, you gotta make sure everything's good, man. You gotta make sure after divorce or before you get married, like I said, talk to a divorce lawyer. That might help, man. That might help. It might not prevent you from getting divorced, but you might learn certain things that, you know, that will prevent you for having headaches, or, you know, knocking doors, like, you know, left and right, trying to find solutions left and right. It might make your life after divorce easier. So that's all I had to say about this, man. Other than that, man, I'll catch you next time. Peace out, family. I'm out.